Welcome to Rappaport Connect's Alumni Spotlights, where we interview notable Rappaport alums. My name is Sean Horrigan. Today we are joined by Rappaport Applied Field Lab alum in 2024 Harvard Esri Student of the Year, Femi Olamijulo. Femi recently completed his master's in public policy from Harvard's Kennedy School. He also holds a master's in urban planning from Harvard's Graduate School of Design and a Master's of Science in Project Management from Northeastern, as well as a Bachelor's in Civil Engineering from Covenant University, Nigeria. Femi, thank you for joining us today for Rappaport Connects.
It's a pleasure to be here, Sean. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Femi, in 2023, you participated in the Rappaport Applied Field Lab at Harvard's Kennedy School. Can you share what the Applied Field Lab is and what makes it unique for those of our viewers who may not be familiar with it?
Absolutely. The Field Lab is an amazing experiential learning class led by Professor Linda J. Bilmes. And it's really an opportunity for students to take a lot of the learnings and apply it in real case studies across many cities in the US and potentially beyond. Students are put in groups, and over the course of a semester, they get to work for mayor, city government, and really seek to address a lot of pressing issues that cities face in terms of development, structural inefficiencies, and also in terms of finance. So a lot of the output has really spanned over many sectors, but at the heart of the field lab class is bridging the learnings in class and using that to provide early solutions, to provide means and provide opportunities that city officials and also city leaders can now use to implement real changes for people.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Your Applied Field Lab team worked on a redevelopment project for the city of Everett. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the parcels of land that you investigated for that development, what your team proposed, and your recommendations to the mayor of Everett?
Absolutely. There were five of us. And so, including me, we had Mengel Lee, we had Montserrat Osana, we had Nicole Kakoza, and Zoe Iacovino. Together, we worked for the city of Everett, and our project really was looking at a piece of property in Everett that had been largely industrial and looking at how that property can be transitioned into higher, better uses, which involved largely a mix of residential and mixed use development. The challenge that has existed for a while now and why that hadn't happened so far is the amount of pollution and also subsequent decontamination that has to happen for development or residential development to take place. And so what we proposed looking at was taking in the context of that development and also bridging in new tools that would create an enabling environment for residential, mixed use, commercial uses to have more viable functions. So we're making it essentially creating a better enabling environment for development. Now, part of creating that enabling environment is bridging the gap and bridging the serviceability of the city itself. The city is largely inaccessible by public transit, and so we wanted to use public transit as a critical tool connecting the city with other parts of the greater Boston area. So, with that added connectivity, we're seeing higher value for the land and even a stronger case now for residential development to take place and for that decontamination and that switch from heavy industrial to more sustainable functions be a more worthy project to take on.
And I know when your team presented to the mayor and his cabinet, you used virtual reality. Can you share a little bit about how that came to be?
Absolutely. We actually started off with trying to create a vision of a new Everett. And the vision is hard to see when it's just numbers on or a chart or any other diagram. What we sought to create was an experience that could be as immersive as possible. And the first iteration was a 3D scene. So when we had our draft ready, our draft presentation, that's halfway through the semester, we already had a 3D scene. Although the details weren't in that scene, we just had a rough 3D model of building heights but not with very specific detail on bus lanes, on parking, on lights, controlled stops, basically parks, and how that piece of property is going to like function within itself and also connect with the larger parts of the city. And going forward from the feedback we had from that first iteration, we were very encouraged by the teaching team, and we looked to take on the VR component because that was just the very next step. And so bringing in VR meant users could really get a feel and look at the city. You could put on a headset and be immersed just as if you were there, you know, years down the line when this development would take place.
Yes, I saw some photos that looked very interesting and very cutting edge. So,
Yeah,
congratulations on that.
thank you.
So, with these applied field lab projects, you basically give a template to the mayor and his team, and for them to move ahead. Do you know if there's been any progress thus far on the project?
The last I heard from the city officials is it really was strong evidence, especially given the proposal. There was strong evidence that there was stronger use of this property. It wasn't something you give away so easily because it's strategically located. It's of high value, it's of high importance, and the evidence that we presented made a strong case for future negotiations with development agencies and developers in the area. However, in terms of actual construction, I don't have any information on that. But I do know that the findings and insights from that project were very pivotal in moving forward for the city.
Terrific. I know, I believe this year you served as an advisor to applied lab field projects. Can you share a little bit about that experience?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sean. Glad you asked that. This semester, I served as a teaching assistant, co-assistant to the team, the field lab this year. In my capacity, I supported the class with GIS and spatial analytics, introductory modules to GIS, and as well as helping students who wanted to learn more, advance a little bit further in GIS applications. A number of those were looking at models, looking at other tools and platforms that were provided by Esri, and also going beyond that to actual analytics using tools, quantitative tools, and other indicators from public data sets. It's really been an exciting opportunity to come back, and it's a full circle moment for me to have benefited so much from the class and also to support this year's class in the same capacity.
That's wonderful. Your project with the City of Everett received the Esri Innovation Prize, and you were named the Harvard Esri Student of the Year. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
all fronts. Can you share what the Esri Prize is and what the award recognizes?
The Esri Prize is essentially for innovative use of GIS technologies on Esri platforms, and it recognizes students who are able to bridge the different any number of tools on the ArcGIS platform and use that to provide tangible, relevant, and real important solutions. And so over the years, there have been great number of different projects who have won the prize. But one thing that has stayed consistent is that these proposals, these story maps, all solve a problem for one city or the other. And for the Esri Prize this year, it looked at how transportation could be a leveraging tool to address inequality, to address underdevelopment in certain parts of a city, and also to bridge the gap and give a step up for city officials and department.
Well, that's wonderful. Again, congratulations
Thank you so
on
much.
that. What would you say to somebody who's considering participating in the Applied Field Lab, what they can expect to learn and glean from that experience?
Oh, there's so much to learn, Sean.
Yeah.
I would start off with GIS. I would start off with my area of expertise, which is that, just circling back to your earlier question, is what the Esri Prize is in terms of this class. You don't only get the skills or are taught the skills for GIS, even if you have no clue on GIS or what GIS is about or where to start. The class gives you an opportunity to explore these tools. It gives you a strong foothold to look into opportunities to showcase your vision more strongly. For
Mhm.
example, going into this class, I had no idea how to make VR. I had no idea how to create interactive presentations or anything extended reality. But this class provided that opportunity for me to explore tools. Last year, I was able to interact with the Harvard Innovation Lab, the design center at the Graduate School of Design. And I was also able to look at several opportunities that I never knew existed across the Howard campus, but only by virtue of this class. And so that's one thing the class provides. It gives you an opportunity to explore tools, to explore resources, and also connections towards instruments that can help solve a problem. The other thing this class will do, say, separate even from GIS, is finance. You are taught introduction to public finance. You're taught about financing instruments and how city budget their finances and how development is planned. And you're given an insider view, insider perspective to how things happen, how development happens in the public sector. So, for anyone who is new to joining this class or who is thinking about joining this class, I would say that this class is really an amazing experience to discover new things. And it's also a tremendous opportunity to hone skills. So, if you're a finance expert, it's a tremendous opportunity to double down on your expertise and even explore new ways of thinking to complement the skills that you have.
That's wonderful. I was able to attend a few of the presentations this year, and they really are quite impressive. And the cities and towns that they're giving them to are just so appreciative and impressed by the recommendations that the students make. So it really is a wonderful program. So, Femi, what is next for you? What does the future hold for you?
Oh, uh, the future is rich with so much opportunity, Sean. Great opportunity to do more and be more. And I realized that the field lab experience is only the beginning of new ways to be more impactful, to make a difference in how people experience the world and how people experience the cities that they live in. Right now, I'm exploring roles at the World Bank and at intergovernmental agencies, and potentially in the future, I hope to use these roles and functions in a way that can give back to communities and also mentor even others to give back, support others, empower others to do more of what I do.
Well, I'm sure the future holds great things for you, Femi, and we are delighted that you took a few moments today to chat with us. And thank you for joining us for Rappaport Connects Alumni Spotlights.
Thank you. It's been a delight spending time with you, Sean.
You as well. Thank you so much.
Of course.